going to create the UI that you just saw. It is based off the new Windows 11 build that we saw in the past few weeks, and it is based off the class-based design from the Windows 11. So let's begin by creating the HTML and CSS file. We'll use the Emmet to make that. For the class view, we'll create a div with a class of class view. This will contain all the children elements of the page. And for the header, we'll create a div with a class of header, and inside that we'll create an h1 tag with the text amazing UI. Then we'll create the nav bar, which is on the top right. We'll give it a div of class nav, and inside that we'll create an h with a class of nav item. The a tag isn't going anywhere, so we'll give the href as hash, and we'll give the label as home. Similarly, we'll copy paste it a couple of times and rename it and make it about and contact. Then to see these changes, we'll use the live server. It is nothing but a VS Code extension that lets you view the page without reloading it. Now let's do the content for the page. So we'll create a content container that wraps around all the content. Inside that, we'll create a div with a class of content, and in there we'll create an h2 tag with the label beautiful design, and inside there we'll add a paragraph tag with a lorem ipsum text, and we'll create a button with the name explore. Now to add the image, we'll create a div with a class of image container, and inside that we'll create an image tag. The image will have an src of the file image. To get the image, we'll go to untro.com/illustration, and in there you can find a lot of illustrations present there. So we'll select one of the image there, and we'll download the svg file. I have already downloaded the file, so I'll just paste that into our project folder, and we'll just rename it to something more readable. So we'll give it a name of random thoughts svg. Now to use that in our HTML, we'll set the src as random thoughts.svg, and we'll add an alt text just in case if the image is not loading, it will show the alt text. So if we go into the HTML file, you can see that the image is reflected there. Now it's time for styling. We'll add the Sequoia UI font. So to do that, we'll import using the URL from that site. Now let's reset the styling of the page. So we'll set the box sizing to border box. Then we'll set the margin to 0, and we'll set the padding to 0 as well. Now we'll save that. Now we'll style the body. So we'll take the body tag, and we'll set the height as 100 viewport height. We'll set the overflow as hidden so that there is no scroll there, but you can see there is scroll. So we'll go into the index.html, and you can see that we have not linked the style.css, so we'll link that. So now we can see that the scroll bar has gone, and the styling has been set. So we'll come back into style.css. We'll set the background image. So we'll set the URL for that. We'll go into the Unsplash, and we'll select an image. So I have already selected an image for that. So I'll be pasting that URL from Unsplash. Now we'll set the background repeat as no repeat, and we'll set the background size as cover so that there is no repeat and it takes the whole screen. So we'll save that, and you can see that it takes the whole screen. So now we'll set the color of the text as white so that everything is readable there. But you can see that the font family was not set. So once we set that, the font is the right font and which we wanted. So we'll come back, and we'll now set the glass view, which is the frosted glass look. So to do that, we'll get the class of class view, and we'll set the first we'll separate the content. So we'll set the margin of 50 pixel, and we'll add a padding as well. So we'll add a padding of 30 pixel. First we'll set the background color, so we'll set a background color of white, but we need to set the opacity as well, so we'll give it a hexa value of 30 at the end, so it gives a kind of translucent look. Now we need to blur the image, so we'll set the backdrop filter, and we'll set the blur as 10 pixels. So now you can see that it gets the frosted glass look. Now we'll add a border radius to it, so we'll give it a value of 10 pixel, so it's kind of rounded. Now let's set the height of the glass view, and we'll set it as 90 pixel. So now you can see that it takes the page as expected. So now let's style the header. So we'll get the class of header, and we'll display it flex, and we'll align the items center so that it's centralized irrespective of the size, and we'll justify the content as space between. Now let's take the navbar, and we'll take the A tag, and we'll remove the underline from that, so we'll set the text decoration as none, and we'll set the color to white so that it's white in color. Now you can see it's looking as we wanted it to be. So the spacing is quite low, so we'll add a margin to the left and right, so we'll do 0 pixel top and bottom and 10 pixel left and right. So it's looking quite good. So now let's add a hover action to this A tag. So when the hover happens, we'll take the text decoration, and we'll set an underline property, so that every time a hover happens, it underlines. Now let's style the content. So we'll take the div with the class of content container, and we'll display flex, and we'll align items center so that it is aligned vertically to the center. Now we'll add a padding of 0 pixel top and bottom and 20 pixel left and right. Now let's take the div with the class of content, and we'll take the h2 inside that, which is the text of beautiful design, and we'll increase the font size to 2 rem so that it's quite big. Now let's take the paragraph tag, and we'll set a max width property so that it reduces the space. When we save that, you can see the spacing was not correct, so we'll set justify content to space between in the content container. Now let's take the button, and we'll do some basic styling on that. So first we'll give it a padding 15 pixel top and bottom and 30 pixel left and right. Maybe we'll just reduce it to 10 pixel top and bottom. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's increase the font size to 1 rem. Now let's remove the border. Let's add a small border radius to it, and we'll give it a value of 10 pixel, so it's a little bit rounded on the edges. Now let's give a color. I already have that color, so I'll just paste that in, and we'll give it a top margin of 30 pixel. So save that, and you can see the text is blue, but that's not what we want. We want the background color to be blue, so we'll set the background color as blue, and we'll change the color to white so that the text color is white. So that's there. So now let's resize the image. So we'll take the class of image container, and we'll set the max width property, and we'll give it a value of 500 pixel. Now we'll take the image, and we'll set a width of 100% so that it inherits the width of image container. But now you can see the height is not quite right, so we'll go back, and in the content container we'll add a height of inherit so that it inherits the height. So now we'll save, and you can see that the height is adjusted. So that's what we wanted, and I hope you learned something from this video, and if you did, do let me know. And thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one.